Welcome to Shobhit University, exploring an MBA for the age of AI and global business, in association with EduTV Million Eyes.
Hello everyone, this is Tanya here from EduTV and I'm delighted to host today with us Dr. Shamta Chauhan, Professor and Director at the NICE School of Business Studies, Shobhit University, on the discussion on a very relevant topic for today, MBA for the age of AI and global business. Dr. Chauhan is a distinguished academic leader, educator, researcher, and a higher education strategist with nearly 3 decades of experience in transforming business school education through academic innovation, industry integration, curriculum development, and student centric learning. She has held leadership positions at leading institutions, including FIIB New Delhi and the Amity University, and has made significant contributions to research, accreditation, quality assurance, and outcome based education. Dr. Chauhan, it's a pleasure for us to welcome you today to the EduTV podcast. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Tanya, for inviting me and giving an opportunity to talk on a very relevant topic and very close to my heart, the future MBA. That what is actually the need of the industry and how we can make our MBA more relevant to the current and futuristic demand of the industry, as well make our generation more employable, skillful, and more you can say ready for any kind of crisis, resilient, that kind of attributes we want to have in our MBA graduates. So I would like to focus on all these issues in our conversation.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You very rightly said these are something which is very important talking about the today's scenario. Ma'am, my very first question is that talking about the business landscape, it is changing rapidly due to AI, digital transformation, and even globalization. What inspired the design of Shobhit University's MBA program, and what makes it particularly relevant for today's learning?
So, Tanya, I would like to particularly answer on all these 3 points which you talked about: the AI, digital transformation, and globalization. So, if we look at the today's business landscape, it is highly evolved because of the disruption in technology, specifically post-COVID. So we have seen that now we are not talking about whether we should embrace the technology or not. That is the old talk. Now we have to live with the technology. We need to adapt and we need to learn how to work with this technology. AI is our companion. It is not a competitor. And therefore, we need to integrate these technologies in our management education. Companies are not looking for management graduates who are simply understanding the principles of management. They are looking for those who are able to apply their knowledge with the help of the technology, who can make informed decision with the help of big data analysis using analytics, who can work with the AI, can quickly provide the results because of the productivity that will increase because of the AI. So if our students are not equipped with these technologies, with this skill set, they may not be competitive enough to work in the competitive business landscape that is nowadays changing rapidly. We are not in a environment which is steadily or which is stable for a longer period of time. It is a VUCA world where everything is volatile, uncertain, competitive, and a lot of agility is required to be remain relevant in this environment. And therefore this is the basic, you can say, reason behind rethinking the business education at Shobhit University, because we understand that the future of management education is not just to impart knowledge, but it is in developing agile, responsible, and future ready leaders. I would like to speak on Industry 4.0 and 5.0. We were talking a lot about that industry is integrating technology, and therefore Industry 4.0 is very much into talk. But now it is moving towards Industry 5.0, where human and machines, they are working together. So it is not human centric or it is not machine centric, rather it is human machine centric work environment. And we are preparing our students for that environment. We are imparting Education 5.0, which is meeting the need of Industry 5.0. Second important point is globalization. So India is no longer a market for the world. It is a strategic business partner for the world. And my student must understand the opportunities which are coming because of the changing reputation and status of India in world economy. Secondly, because of the war, because of the disruptions in global economy, we cannot rely on one partner or two partners. So the strategy kind China plus, or how we can control our business because of uncertainty in one country. All those things are very relevant issue, and therefore globalization is not limited to one subject. It is integrated in each and every subject, and we are teaching our subjects with a specific orientation towards the global issues. And if you just go in the details of specialization that we are offering, which are very futuristic, you will understand that how well it is integrated with the evolving business landscape. So just a few, we are offering marketing and e-commerce, fintech, banking and insurance, people management and analytics, digital business and artificial intelligence, and sector specific like agribusiness and rural entrepreneurship, pharmaceutical and healthcare management, and global trade and logistic management. So I'm sure that after listening to these specialization tracks, students will also be understanding that how relevant our MBA is, and we are trying to make it very dynamic, always meeting the requirements of the industry. So this is the reason why we are rethinking, reimagining the business education at Shobhit University.
Very, very rightly said, ma'am. You very rightly pointed out that globalization is not limited to one subject, and the offerings at Shobhit University, the kind of subjects we have to offer to students interested in pursuing an MBA program, is remarkable. No doubt on that, ma'am. Ma'am, coming to my next question. One of the most distinctive features of an MBA program is the 3-hour masterclass format. Could you explain us how each masterclass is structured as a complete learning experience for the students, moving from the conceptual foundation to the application, analysis, integration, and the reflection?
Thank you, Tanya, for asking this question, because this is one of the USP, or I can say salient feature of our MBA, where we are changing the entire method of imparting knowledge and making that knowledge more relevant, and how that can be applied over the business issues. And that's why 3-hour master class is designed, because generally what we see that the 1-hour class is not sufficient to understand and then analyze and then apply and then reflect. These are the different levels of the learning process. So if we just go by the Bloom taxonomy, on the basis of which curriculums are designed, so these are the various level of learning that first a student understand, grasp the knowledge, then becomes prepared for analyzing and apply the knowledge, and then decision making comes when the student is able to reflect upon, understand how to integrate that knowledge into the real business problems. So this 3-hour master class is designed keeping in view these different level of learning. So what it is, this is the most distinct and innovative feature of our program. So here we are having first hour, first stage, which is devoted to the conceptual foundation, where we are focusing on what and why, making them understand about the concepts, theoretical background, where our flipped classroom or LMS is also supporting us. So we are uploading the videos, the learning materials, or through MOOC, we are preparing them before entering into the class, that they are having the foundation prepared. Then first hour is about the discussion on the theories, concepts, or the models that they are going to apply on the business problem. Now once they are they are ready with this conceptual foundation, the next level of learning comes how to analyze and apply, because knowledge is of no use if you do not know how to apply that. And this makes the main difference between a practical course and a theoretical course. So second hour is devoted in the form of case studies, simulations, interactions, or role plays, business scenario, management games, through which they are applying, analyzing the concepts over the real business problems. Now comes the third part, where they are integrating the application or the outcome of the analysis and they are integrating with the knowledge they have acquired. And here the main difference comes between machine and humans. We can understand that same information can provide you different perspectives. And therefore, based on the ability of individual, how well you are integrating and reflecting upon, and the kind of decision making you are making will make a difference between a successful leader and a not so successful leader. So this is how the master class is designed, where we are trying to make our class more engaging, interactive, participating, and creating a positive and engaging learning environment for our students.
I mean, that's a very nice strategy. Rather, I would say, ma'am, it's a very nice concept wherein dividing it into three stages altogether, talking about the conceptual foundation first, when you mentioned that the students are prepared before they actually enter the classroom, which is very important. I mean, we've seen otherwise many a times the students, when they enter, they have perhaps have no knowledge as to what's going to happen today with us. What is it that we're going to learn today? So if they're already prepared, that's going to be definitely beneficial for them. And talking about the case study, the role play, the management games, which helps them to actually implement whatever they've learned in the third phase, is remarkable. I mean, the decision making power, like you very rightly said, that's what helps anybody to be successful and not very successful in life. Very, very rightly said, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, coming to my next question now. Ma'am, we have seen that students today are looking for stronger career outcomes these days, industry exposures, practical learning opportunities, and the others. Now, how does the MBA program help students to become future ready professionals and leaders in the age of AI and global business, ma'am?
Tanya, if we talk about the readiness for corporate or readiness for starting on business, I'm not limiting the career opportunities to corporates only. Building the ability of starting on venture is also equally important, and we are focusing on both how we can provide them in startup ecosystem and how we are grooming them for becoming the industry ready. So, if you look at the MBA programs, traditionally, you will find internship was always there. Okay, projects were always there. So, internship projects or field visits are not making any difference, or these are not the USP. Each institute, every institute is providing this kind of experiential learning. Now, what we are doing, we are making our each class experiential in nature. So even if you are not on the field, then also we are ensuring that you are having experience in the class. Now, what is the way of experiencing in the class is that we have designed skill labs. So we have communication skill lab, which will focus on hands-on practices, interactions, videos on how you present yourself, how you communicate. And this lab is also working on foreign business language skill. Then we have professional grooming labs, where we are giving regular sessions on etiquettes, mannerism, evolving them as a professional, how to interact in a professional world. We have social network classes, where they know how to present themselves on LinkedIn, how to interact over the social media, because nowadays digital footprints are very important. Companies are not giving the or doing background checks on the basis of character certificate issued by the institute, but the character certificate is the social media, your digital footprints. So we are making them aware to be more mindful when they are on social media, because after 1 or 2 years, once they will be facing the interviews, that digital footprint will work as their education and background verification. So these kinds of continuous grooming, personality development, social networking, communication lab, then value added certificates, we are engaging, and we are, rather you can say, integrating industry in the life of Shobhit University MBA, starting from inviting experts in classroom, then arranging every week CXO lecture series, where we have divided our themes, and based on the themes we will invite CXOs They will talk, they will discuss with these students, and then they will have a dinner with them, where in an informal environment they will share with their life experiences, and students will be having the opportunity to learn from the person who is actually working, practically on in the real world. And it is also bringing a lot of internship and placement opportunities to them. So this is how we are ensuring that not only the field projects, internships, live projects, these are the part of the program, but in addition to these, each and every semester is full with experiential learning, hands-on trainings, boot camps, and these kinds of labs. So no institute or university or school is a placement agency, but definitely we are providing the platform to our students for connecting the corporates. Plus, we are preparing them to face the challenges of the corporate. And here our role comes, that how well we are making them future ready or industry ready or maybe the career ready. And similarly, we have very good incubation centers, ideation labs, startup, these I will say ecosystem. So we are taking care of those also who are having brilliant ideas to start their own business, and we are in support of them. So it is completely a design which is for the youth of India and those who are coming from rest of the world to us, to provide them a vision of not only the first job but for the whole career. So we are preparing them for the long career, not just for the first job. So this is our you can say a sincere effort in making India more employable, and providing a solution to youth, and fighting with the problem of unemployed graduates. We are making them employable and more acceptable in the industry.
That's indeed remarkable, ma'am. I mean, the things that you've explained today to me is, I mean, I have not heard of many universities actually doing to what Shobhit University is doing. And definitely, yes, it's going to help the youth of India and even the other students who are going to come from different parts of the world to study here in India at Shobhit University, to actually help them not only be a part of the industry, be a part of the corporates, but yes, if they want, they can start on their own also. It would definitely help them to help set up their own startups. And the labs that you mentioned about, the skill labs that you mentioned, talking about the communication lab or the professional grooming labs, talking about the experiences, the incubation centers and others. This is something I have not heard of with all the universities that offer all these things. Remarkable indeed, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Shamta, for sharing your valuable insights and experiences with us. Your perspectives on management education, industry integration, experiential learning, and leadership development have provided valuable guidance to all the students, MBA aspirants, and even the working professionals, rather, who are seeking to thrive in an increasingly AI-driven and globally connected business environment. Thank you so much, ma'am. On behalf of Edu TV, I thank you for taking out time to join us today and sharing the Shobhit University's vision for development of future-ready business leaders. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. We wish the entire team of Shobhit University continued success in shaping the next generations of manager, entrepreneurs, and creators.
Thank you, Tanya. It was a pleasure and honor to interact with you, and through you interacting with the youth of India and telling them about the new MBA of Shobhit University.
Universities are coming to your school. Meet experts, explore courses, discover careers through the EDU TV University Exploration Program.
Bring your university directly to future leaders. Connect with students across India, Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and North Africa through EDU TV.